pale kwa Palume. Wakenya. Kari ndio hii. Oh, sorry, kifungu ndio hii kari. Ni furaha ile niko nayo. Msichali kete. Wacha tupeane mali ya wenyewe.
Ni vizuri tupe watu vitu zao.
Kuja uchukue mali yako. Kuja uchukue mali yako. Hiyo ndio shamra.
Hiyo ndio shamra ya quick bid.
Umeona? Umeamini?
Nimeamini kabisa.
Hii inaitwa nini?
Hii inaitwa kifungu.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Toyota Probo.
Toyota Pro. Mpatie kifungu hiyo original.
Shika ingine. Ndio ya kuendesha.
Onesha.
Na wewe unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Steven.
Steven nani?
Kahuho.
Nakwambia uliwekelea bid ya ngapi brother?
1772 peke yake.
We. Na ndio amejishindia Pro Box. Sasa hii Pro Box inakusaidia aje?
Itakuwa inanisaidia kazi yangu ya kuuza matunda.
Unaambia je watu wa kwenye nyumbani ambao watakuona na hii?
Wote wacheze na quick bid.
Ukweli. Ni ukweli.
Kabisa.
Sasa tufanyie vizuri. Ingia upate mizigo yako bana. Ingia utoshee ukae usikie. Inakutosha sawa? Sisi tulikwambia ni aje? Bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini.
Jiunga na Quick Bid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio ununua. Quick Bid, bidhaa bora kwa
Good afternoon. It's the 10th of January 2021. I hope your Sunday is going well. My name is Purity Museo and Byron Abuli is our sign language interpreter this afternoon. Welcome to Lunchtime News. We have our reporters on the ground for us. We'll be joining Suleiman Yeri, who is at the church, the House of Hope Church in Kayole, where Deputy President William Ruto is attending the church service, and also the nurses' strike now. A month on, the nurses will be addressing, or the county government of Mombasa County will be addressing the media in regard to the healthcare crisis at the county. So he will also, Mwandiga will be joining us live from Mombasa County at Purity _ Museo, and at KBC Channel 1 News. Lunchtime News is the hashtag to use this afternoon. Welcome to this broadcast, and let's begin from Isiolo County. 6 people from Urura village in Merti, Isiolo County have been killed in a span of 48 hours in a fresh attack by assailants believed to be from the neighboring Wajir County. The tension said to have been sparked by herders tussling over a disputed border boundary.
Residents in Isiolo County and Wajir County have had long-standing conflicts ranging from boundary dispute as well as grazing area. The latest incident has raised tension in the already fluid situation between two counties. The latest conflict claiming the lives of 2 brothers who were shot dead while on a motorbike on Wednesday, and 4 herders were ambushed while sleeping in Amanyata on Thursday night.
Watu 6 this week, watu 6 wamekufa na mama moja wamefunja mguu, na mali nyingi zimepotea, mbuzi, ng'ombe, donge mingi displacement wakati risasi inakuja wenu jua mali imekimbia imepotea.
According to Dabaso Halkano, herders from Wajir are on a mission to forcefully evict their Isiolo counterparts from a water point.
Tunaomba serikali atuletee maji, atuletee chakula, atuletee security ili hii watu wetu wakae na amani.
Area leaders who visited Urura, led by Isiolo Governor Mohamed Kuti, called on the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to move with speed and beef up security in the affected areas so that lives of innocent citizens are not lost unnecessarily.
Kwa hivyo ni muhimu sana magari ziongezwe, police stations ziongezwe, na hii inahitaji mikutano ya dharura baina ya viongozi ya Isiolo na watu wa security, hasa Bwana Matiang'i.
And medics in Mombasa County have vowed to down their tools beginning tomorrow if their grievances are not addressed. Among them is the sack of at least 86 workers at the county. The county government of Mombasa is addressing their issues, and of course nurses have also been on strike for a month now. Let's hear what they're saying.
They are formally employed with us. And so any allegation out there that says His Excellency the Governor is not responsive to the needs of the people, is not responsive to the needs of the medical officers that we have, those allegations do not sit on the foundations of truth. And that's why even when we engage with the doctors who are the medical officers who are our staff, we need to put the truth as it is on the table so that we don't confuse our people. I wish to respond to the issues that have made the doctors to be on strike. And as you must be aware that there was a return to formula framework that was signed, in which return to work of the doctors and other medical facility was given the topmost priority by the Ministry of Health and also by the county government of Mombasa. There were demands that were raised by the doctors and other medical officers within the county. And in the discussions that we have had, one of them very recent, we did narrow to 3 conditions that the doctors wanted us to address. And those 3 conditions were the issue of promotion of the doctors and other staff in the health services, the issue of statutory deductions, and finally, the issue of the medical cover. I wish to report to the people of Mombasa that up to now, a total of 135 medical officers have been promoted in line with an agreed formula, which we have agreed on how we will promote them going forward. And this agreed formula will guide us in not only the current promotional initiatives, but in future promotions, so that we don't have these issues recurring every now and then. On the issue of statutory deductions, we have also had very, very fruitful discussions with the doctors, and I'm very sure they understand the current constraints that we have in terms of money coming into the county. And in our discussion, we thought that we have explained our situation well and informed them that the issue of payment of statutory deductions is a priority to us, and we commit ourselves to settle all of them in the nearest possible time frame. Number 3, the issue of the medical cover. I wish to inform the people of Mombasa and the public in general that all the staff of the county government of Mombasa, including the medical staff, are covered by a comprehensive super cover of the NHIF. And they have continued to enjoy the benefits that are within this framework with NHIF. The issue in our last discussion that was raised by the medical staff was that we include the staff who are on short contracts into the NHIF scheme. As we are aware, this was not the case before. And so
That is, officials from Mombasa County are currently on strike, trying to explain some of the reasons that they are on strike, and part of the reason they said is promotion of their members, which they say is very crucial during this time that they are facing hard economic times occasioned by COVID-19. The doctors also wanted adequate and quality personal protective equipment to just be ensured of their safety as they lead the fight against the deadly COVID-19 disease. Michael Mwandiga is following up on that report and will be getting details on whether there is any consensus between the county government of Mombasa, which last week fired 86, this week actually early this week fired 86 medical doctors, whether they are going to resolve the standoff in Mombasa County. Let's continue. And a section of clergy in Kitui County are now supporting the Learning Under Trees drive by the Ministry of Education. The group says it is the only practicable option to safeguard learners against the highly contagious COVID-19 disease. This even as they challenged the government to fast track the improvement of school infrastructure in order to shelter learners during the rainy season.
As many public schools continue to grapple with the challenge of congested classrooms due to the threats posed by the coronavirus, learning in makeshift classrooms has remained the only option. The Ministry of Education urged school heads to utilize available tree sheds within the school compounds to carry on with classes after the resumption of the in-person learning. Speaking separately, Archbishop Raphael Kituva of the Good News Church of Africa and Bishop of PAG churches in Narok County, John Lempurkoi, urged Kenyans not to criticize such a call.
Ikiwa madarasa kabisa hayatoshi ama nafasi si nzuri, watoto wanaweza enda chini ya miti, wapatiwe viti na walimu watembee huko wasomeshe watoto chini ya miti, maana tusipochunga tutapata shida ya ugonjwa kusambaa wa corona.
The clergy, however, called for lasting solutions that will sustain safety among learners in the new normal.
Serikali vile vile ifadhili mijengo ya madarasa mengine mapya, maana mvua ikishanyesha watoto hawatakaa kwa mvua.
Wangetafuta namna pia, kuna tent ambayo watoto wanaweza somea badala wakae kwa chini ya mti. Waone idadi ya watoto ili waweze kununua matents badala watoto wasomee chini ya mti. Kuna madhara pia kwa sababu ya baridi.
And on Facebook, Franklin Langat, you tuned in from Sotik, Randada. You're saying you're watching from Ekware, Kisii County, and Boni, you also tuned in from Kisii County. This is Lunchtime News. Tell us where you tuned in from. Let's now take a break. We'll be back in a short while. Stay with us.
Weekend on KBC Channel 1.
I see how amazing and how faithful the God we serve is. It gives me so much joy and deepens my faith in God.
I'm a changed person altogether.
She was on her way to superstardom.
At the time when I was like, okay, yes, superstar.
Working with some of the music industry's elite singers.
Homegirl moving in the big times now.
With 3 smash hits under her belt and a highly anticipated sophomore album about to release, singer Chevelle Franklin was about to step onto the world stage and become the next singing sensation. But just before her longtime dream became a reality, Chevelle had a change of heart.
I believe I'll sing it again.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Wiki hii kwenye mkulima tutalima maharagwe aina ya nyota, kisha vitunguu aina ya Neptune F1.
First thing ni kulima. Unalima, unawacha ikauke. Ndio kama kulikuwa na wadudu wanachomeka wanakufa.
Ningependa kuhimiza mkulima apande kitunguu kwa sababu kwa kila chakula ambacho kinapikwa tunatumia kitunguu.
Basi jiunge nasi Jumapili saa 9:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa uhondo kamili.
Enda pale kwa balloon Wakenya. Kari ndio hii. Oh, sorry, kifungu ndio hii kari. Ni furaha ile niko nayo. Musijali Kate. Wacha tupeane mali ya wenyewe.
Ni vizuri tupe watu vitu zao.
Uchukue mali yako. Kuja uchukue mali yako. Hiyo ndio shamra.
Hiyo ndio shamra ya quick bid.
Umeona? Umeamini?
Nimeamini kabisa.
Hii inaitwa nini?
Hii inaitwa kifungu.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Toyota Probox.
Toyota Pro. Mpatie kifungu hiyo.
Shika ingine. Ndio ya kuendesha.
Onesha.
Na wewe unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Steven.
Steven nani?
Kahuho.
Nakwambia. Uliwekelea bid ya ngapi brother?
1772 peke yake.
We. Na ndio amejishindia Probox. Sasa hii Probox inakusaidia aje?
Itakuwa inanisaidia kazi yangu ya kuuza matunda.
Unaambia je watu wako nyumbani ambao watakuona na hii?
Wote wacheze na quick bid.
Ni
ukweli.
Ni ukweli.
Kabisa.
Sasa tufanyie vizuri. Ingia upate mizigo yako bana. Ingia utoshee ukae usikie. Inakutosha sawa? Sisi tulikwambia ni aje? Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini.
Jiunga na Quick Bid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16, kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. Quick Bid, bidhaa bora.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Lunchtime News, and Baron Abuli is our sign language interpreter this afternoon. The tourism resort town of Malindi is facing a major challenge of waste management following reckless dumping of litter in undesignated places. At spot check along most streets in the town also revealed that there are very few litter bins, which could be contributing to the problem.
Famed tourism resort of Malindi is slowly becoming an eyesore to locals and visitors with uncollected garbage almost everywhere. Most business people along the central business are allegedly dumping their waste, including plastics and other disposable waste, in undesignated places, with residents also dropping plastic bottles and other form of litter along the road.
We are all day in danger because having no pathway to walk safely in town, we have to zigzag between motorbike, tuk-tuk and the big lorries.
The state of affairs has jerked a number of stakeholders into action. A number of organizations, among them the Progressive Welfare Association of Malindi, senior county and national government officials, police and KWS officials came together into a clean-up exercise. The exercise, flagged off by Malindi Deputy County Commissioner Dhuongugi, witnessed tons of plastic waste dumped in front of business premises and drainage systems collected.
Kila mtu atukue jukumu. Pahali unafanyia biashara ni jukumu lako kusafisha hapo pahali. Kama tunakuja area yako siku fulani kufanya hii usafi, hata ukifunga, hata ukiacha kijana yako ama mfanyakazi wako pale, wewe mwenye biashara uonekane pale ukishirikiana na wengine.
Ngugi urging locals to take responsibility of their environment. Malindi Sub-County Commander Joe Lekuta warned business people against dumping waste material carelessly.
Ukiwa nataka, kama umetumia kitu, umekula kitu,
ama umekula biskuti, umekula nini, kuna pipa mbele yako mita 10 ama mita 20, kuna pipa. Weka hiyo taka pale.
Kate Mwikali, the chairperson of POAM, called on plastic manufacturing firms to donate dustbins as a social corporate responsibility.
Hizo kampuni tunaomba pia walete dustbins, wazibrand, hatuna neno na zikibrandiwa, ndio watu wakichuga mzao ama ile chakula wanakula, packaging irudi kwa kampuni ama kampuni iseme hii packaging ipelekwe wapi.
Sergeant Abu Bocha from the Malindi Marine National Park said plastic waste are a major threat to the marine life.
Plastic zote zikienda kwa marine park zinaua viumbe ambazo tuko nazo kwa marine park. Let's say kama sea turtles, tuko na corals ambazo kama corals ni nyumba ya samaki. Wakati imekufa corals hatuwezi pata samaki tena. Kama sasa tuko na changamoto kubwa sana ya upungufu wa samaki kwa mazingira zetu kulingana uchafu mwingi umekuwa ukienda baharini.
Ruth Wamboi for Channel 1 News.
A section of leaders in Nyandarua County want the process of establishing the Nyahururu Metropolitan Service hastened in an effort to ensure equal revenue distribution to Nyandarua and Laikipia counties. Led by Nyandarua Governor Francis Kimemia, the leaders said the service will enable the two regions manage resources in Nyahururu town equitably.
Political leaders in Nyandarua County say the formation of Nyahururu Metropolitan Service is scaled up to end border disputes on limited resources found in Nyahururu town.
Mimi bereni nilikuwa nataka town irudishwe Nyandarua County. Masababu kama ingekuwa bibi vile Museo amesema, kama ingekuwa kwa sababu ni bibi yetu, watu wetu wote wako hapa. Sasa tutawanya namna gani wanamuoidi bibi mmoja? Itakuwa namna gani? Sasa vile imesemekana hapa. But what we can do is come up with a compromise.
The leaders say both Nyandarua and Laikipia counties will benefit from revenue collections from Nyahururu for development goals. Nyandarua Governor Francis Kimemia says Nyahururu town, claimed by both counties and the metropolis, will help in creating harmonious coexistence.
The pesa ambayo inatoka hapa zaidi ya 100 million shillings. That money should be shared between Laikipia and Nyandarua County. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni jambo ambalo tutakuja kuongea pamoja na Governor Laikipia Derito na pia IGTCR ili tuwe na suluhisho sio tu ya metropolitan lakini pia mambo ya revenue ambayo inakuwa collected katika town ya Nyahururu.
Tunahitaji Laikipia na Laikipia inatuhitaji. Wale watu wanafanya kazi Laikipia na wale watu wameinvest Laikipia ni watu wa Nyandarua.
The leaders spoke at Burasa Village, Gatimu area, all Joro Orok constituency during the burial of a resident in the area. Irene Mchuma Odim, Channel 1.
Elsewhere, a section of Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union members were vying for the union's various seats in Kericho and Bomet counties are accusing the Central Organization of Trade Unions Secretary General Francis Atwoli of interference. The aggrieved workers are now threatening to ditch the union if the court boss does not address their concerns. Led by Sami Cheruyot, who claims to have been denied clearance to run for the union's Kericho branch secretary seat, the aspirants have accused Kotu boss Atwoli of taking sides in the elections. The aggrieved workers who decry lack of transparency and democracy in the union have subsequently threatened to mobilize their colleagues to withdraw from the union if Kotu boss will not address their concerns within 24 hours.
Siasa imeingia hii chama cha wafanyakazi hapa Kericho na Bomet, Nandi, Eldoret na Sotik. Niliweza kukatazwa kuwania hii kiti na katibu mkuu Francis Atwoli eti kwamba mimi nina support chama cha Jubilee hapa Kericho, na mwenzangu ambaye hako sahi kwa kiti anaitwa Dickson Sang anatoka chama cha CCM ambaye ana support PPI.
Haki haikutendeka leo hii. Kura ambapo walikuwa wanatumia karatasi hichi yenye aionyesha ya kwamba unafai for branch secretary post ama treasurer ama hata board member, lakini imekuwa tu plain. Lakini kura yenyewe ilipikwa saa 8 usiku.
Hiyo chama ndio ilifanya mimi mwenyewe nivutwe katika kazi, na nilipofika huko wanaanza kuniambia ya kwamba mimi sio member, mimi ni non-member. Inastahili nilipe 1,500 ili ndio nipatiwe tiketi ya kugombea kiti ya branch secretary Kericho.
Moving on, a section of landowners in Kajiado County have vowed to stop an ongoing 2.6 billion shillings power project by the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company. The locals claim the company has not compensated them and want to forcefully encroach on their property. They now want the government to step in and resolve the standoff. As the construction of the 2.6 billion shillings power project by the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, KETRACO, continued, angry residents stormed the site determined to stop the construction. They say they are yet to be compensated after their property was taken away by the government's power project.
Tumekuja leo hapa kusimamisha kazi ya KETRACO kwa sababu wamekuwa wakivunja sheria na wameshindwa kufuata haki ya kuheshimu mali yetu. Mashamba yetu imeharibiwa, miti za watoto wetu zimeharibiwa na hatujalipwa, na hata hawaoneshi dalili kwamba kotini ilisema tuzungumuze tuelewane kwa bei ya mashamba yetu. Wamekataa kabisa na hawaoneshi hata dalili ya kuja kuongea na sisi.
The agitated landowners ejected the KETRACO workers from the site. They claim ownership, vowing never to allow any work to continue until they are fully compensated.
Kazi itasimama na itasimama mpaka tupatiwe haki yetu. Haki ya mashamba yetu ni lazima na ni haki yetu, na lazima tupatiwe. Kwa hivyo kuanzia leo tutaka kutangazia serikali hii kazi imesimama, na KETRACO wakitaka wakuja hakikisha kwamba wamefuata sheria. Hakuna community naambiwa ifuate sheria kwa sababu kotini imesema na wao hawafuati sheria. The law should cut on both sides.
Kama anafuata sheria na kulipa sisi vitu yetu ile meagana naye, endelea na nakubali. Na ameheshimu kotini na ameheshimu sheria na ameheshimu serikali yetu. Lakini hawezi heshimu wakora wale anakuja kudanganya sisi afanye kazi na hakuna kitu tunalipa. Hii shamba ni ya watoto.
The construction workers were forced to scamper for their safety. In sports, Sergio Aguero is set to make his first Manchester City start since October in this afternoon's FA Cup third round tie with Birmingham City after recovering from a knee problem. The match will be one of 8 FA Cup third round matches on card today, with Premier League clubs Chelsea, Tottenham and Brighton also in action. Manchester United and Arsenal won their respective matches yesterday.
Many clipped in by Saka. Here's Smith Rowe, who scores for Arsenal. It's a brilliant finish by Smith Rowe. And Arsenal finally have broken the deadlock. And the man who thought he was going to be sent off seconds before the end of 90 minutes has scored the opening goal of this tie.
But the players take the knee as a sign of solidarity. And we're all set here and underway now at Old Trafford, the 140th staging of the FA Cup that was first played back in 1871. Corner taken by Tellez and headed on by McTominay and in by McTominay. Well, the Scotland international marks his first game as the Manchester United captain with his 4th goal of the season, and Manchester United strike early in the FA Cup third round.
Real Madrid missed the chance to go top of La Liga as they drew at struggling Osasuna in freezing, snowy conditions. Meanwhile, Barcelona extended their unbeaten run to 8 league matches as Lionel Messi and Antoine Griezmann both struck twice in a dominant win at Granada.
Missed the chance to go top of La Liga as they drew at struggling Osasuna in freezing snowy conditions. The game had been in doubt because of Storm Filomena, Spain's most intense storm in the past 50 years. It went ahead, but both sides struggled to create many clear-cut chances, with only 3 shots on target between them. Real's Karim Benzema and Sergio Ramos both had goals disallowed for offsides. Atletico Madrid stayed top by 1 point without playing. Rivals Barcelona extended the unbeaten run to 8 league matches as Lionel Messi and Antoine Griezmann both struck twice in a dominant win at Granada. Griezmann's opener was initially ruled offside, but it was decided a pass had deflected to him off a Granada player. Messi fired into the top corner from 18 yards and then cleverly fisted home a low free kick to move him top of La Liga scoring charts on 11 goals. After the break, Griezmann struck again and Granada had Jesus Vallejo sent off.
On Instagram, Mukanzi Albert Luvembe, you tuned in as always. That's what you're saying. And at Vincent, tuned in to Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Thank you so much, Rolex Oyugi. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for tuning in. Kennedy Safari, you are saying you are right on time for the broadcast. And Ephraim Mugo, you're also saying you're tuned in. Andrew Njega from Kisumu County and Thomas Ongoto from Kisii County. That's the latest at this hour. Thank you so much for tuning in to Lunchtime News this Sunday afternoon. My name is Purity Museo, and Byron Abuli has been our sign language interpreter. I'll see you again at 9 p.m. for Channel 1 Weekend. See you then. Good afternoon.
Vera Beauty College. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 22 7428 Thika branch, 0725 000 706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Enda pale kwa balloon. Wakenya. Kari ndio hii. Oh, sorry, kifungu ndio hii kari. Ni furaha ile niko nayo. Musijali Kate. Wacha tupeane mali ya wenyewe.
Ni vizuri tupee watu vitu zao.
Uchukue mali yako. Ucha uchukue mali yako. Hiyo ndio shamra.
Hiyo ndio shamra ya quick bid.
Umeona? Umeamini?
Nimeamini kabisa.
Hii inaitwa nini?
Hii inaitwa kifungu.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Toyota Probo.
Toyota Pro. Mpatie kifungu hiyo.
Shika ingine. Ndio ya kuendesha. Onesha.
Ndio.
Na wewe unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Steven.
Steven nani?
Kahuho.
Nakwambia. Uliwekelea bid ya ngapi brother?
1772 peke yake.
We. Na ndio amejishindia Pro Box. Sasa hii Pro Box inakusaidia aje?
Itakuwa inanisaidia kazi yangu ya kuuza matunda.
Unaambia je watu wa kwenye nyumbani ambao watakuona na hii?
Wote wacheze na quick bid. Ukweli.
Ni ukweli.
Kabisa.
Sasa tufanyie vizuri. Ingia upate mizigo yako bana. Ingia utoshe ukae usikie. Inakutosha sawa? Sisi tulikwambia ni aje bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini.
Jiunga na Quick Bid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16, kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio ununua. Quick Bid, bidhaa bora
tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Don't threaten me. No, try to blackmail me, Oma.
It's not a threat. I call it a warning. That is what caught my attention. What reason would he have to attack his mother? It's obvious.
Oh, it's really hot, Professor. Don't take it the wrong way.
I'm very serious, Flavia. If you don't behave, then I'm going to have to...
Oh, come on. I can do that very well. What do you want?
I want you to find out if there's a way to spoil a coffee crop.
Do it in such a way that no one will suspect. Blondie, you ask for really strange favors, you know?
We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Happy New Year 2021. It's that time of the year when people set goals on what they want to achieve by the end of the year. Some goals are achievable while others are not due to different circumstances. Talking of goals, in the year 2020, some were met despite the COVID-19 pandemic. On this episode, we are going to feature such incredible stories. Welcome on board. I'm Ruth Mweni and you are watching Abled Differently.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Issues such as culture has made some communities in Kenya to lag behind on matters development. NODO has set goals to ensure that they sensitize the pastoral communities. Take a look.
COVID-19 pandemic has necessitated the need for change for survival. While some activities have been completely brought to a halt, others have been modified as they are necessary. Every year, Northern Nomadic Disability Organization has had activities lined up as a way of creating disability awareness in the pastoralist community. This year is no different, only that they have had to make a few adjustments in adherence to the laid down COVID-19 measures.
We have a flagship event called the Desert Weirers. The Desert Weirers started in 2012 in Isiolo County. Then it was only Isiolo County which participated. Over the years, the race has been growing, and last year it was almost 23 counties which participated. So these Desert Weirers mostly is to influence, as I said, the Desert Weirers has build-up activities. The build-up activities are conference and the fashion show. The conference is the build-up activity of the Desert Weirers, which brings together the stakeholders from different entities, like government agencies, development agencies, private sector, religious leaders, and among others. Yeah. For the fashion show is modeling for girls with disabilities. The driving force behind this fashion show is to create visibility and awareness and highlight challenges faced by women and girls with disabilities, especially from pastoralist communities.
This year's theme has emphasis on education for learners with disability.
As much as we're advocating for inclusive education, we're seeing some counties like Mandera, they don't even have a school for any school that caters for disability. Most of the children just remain at home just because there isn't access to schools.
In the marginalized communities, formal education as a whole remains a big challenge, with girls lagging behind. Children with disability are more disadvantaged as they require more than just a class to learn from.
Where we are working is pastoralist communities. This is the area which is so much marginalized. We know in Kenya there's just too much stigma around disability, and challenge is to bring stakeholders together to talk to them about disability. It's not an attractive issue for many people, you know. In pastoralist communities, education is not that important. First of all, children, just all children, are labor assets. They are the ones who take care of goats, they are the ones who take care of sheep. So mostly they are labor assets, but children with disabilities, the community sees them as a burden, because these communities are moving community. They move from one place to another looking for pasture, looking for water, and they have to carry this person who has disability around with them. To them, this person is a burden, this child is a burden, you know.
It is the hope of Northern Nomadic Disability Organization that with the involvement of key stakeholders in the activities, the narrative will soon change, however gradually, but for the best.
We want women with disabilities also to be represented well. You see, most of the times is other people talking on our issues. You find that people are talking about women with disabilities who are not even there. I mean, it doesn't mean that women with disabilities are nowhere. It doesn't mean that they cannot represent themselves. But people decided that they are going to take on their behalves. And you see, only the wearer of the shoe knows where it pinches the most. So you cannot, I mean, people cannot say that they are going to represent women with disabilities and represent them well, you know. It's only me who knows where I can say what is it that I need. And we are hoping that by continuing, of course, we have a lot of work to do. We know we have a lot of work to do, but these are baby steps that are going to achieve bigger agenda in future. We are hoping that disability in this country will be normalized like any other thing, like the way you describe a person, a short person, a tall person, a brown person. Disability is going to be described like that, with no issues, you know, without having to stare too much, without having to discriminate because of disability, you know. Ours is hopefully to normalize disability in this country and to push for disability agendas into the policies and remove all the barriers that disabled peoples are facing in this country. Because we believe that impairments are not disabilities. Disabilities are the barriers put across by the society. And we are hoping that someday soon, these barriers are going to be removed.
Because we're differently abled, differently.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Because we're differently abled, differently.
Enda pale kwa Palume. Wakenya. Kari ndio hii. Oh, sorry, kifungu ndio hii kari. Ni furaha ile niko nayo. Musijali kete. Wacha tupeane mali ya wenyewe.
Ni vizuri tupe watu vitu zao.
Kuja uchukue mali yako. Kuja uchukue mali yako. Hiyo ndio shamra.
Hiyo ndio shamra. ya quick bid.
Umeona? Umeamini?
Nimeamini kabisa.
Hii inaitwa nini?
Hii inaitwa kifungu.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Toyota Probo.
Toyota Pro. Mpatie kifungu hiyo original.
Shika ingine. Ndio ya kuendesha.
Onesha.
Na wewe unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Steven.
Steven nani?
Kahuho.
Nakwambia uliwekelea bid ya ngapi brother?
1772 peke yake.
We. Na ndio amejishindia Pro Box. Sasa hii Pro Box inakusaidia aje?
Itakuwa inanisaidia kazi yangu ya kuuza matunda.
Unaambia je watu wa kwenye nyumbani ambao watakuona na hii?
Wote wacheze na quick bid.
Ukweli. Ni ukweli.
Kabisa.
Sasa tufanyie vizuri. Ingia upate mizigo yako bana. Ingia utoshee ukae usikie. Inakutosha sawa? Sisi tulikwambia ni aje? Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini.
Jiunga na QuickBid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16, kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio ununua. QuickBid, bidhaa bora.
The magic of FA Cup is back with mouth-watering ties as the Premier League and Championship clubs enter the competition in the third round. KBC Channel 1 will ensure you don't miss out. Chelsea will lick their wounds against Minos Morecambe on Sunday, the 10th of January at 4:30 p.m. in their quest for nothing short of the title this time round.
Kwa mfano ndani ya matatu
unajua Saturday yaandikangu hivyo.
Ni nini wewe?
Yaani mtu mzima na miaka zake hizo miaka zote. Mtu hajui kujua kuandika note. Note tu peke yake. Kusoma kweli inasaidia.
Kijana nini nakusumbua na mimi?
Nauliza ni ungwana.
Don't you dare insult me, okay?
Mama Angel,
don't you
point
dare.
me.
Oh, please.
Let the dead bury.
They are dead, right?
Hizo viatu zake zinanuka. Songea huko. Haya. Kwani ni vita? Ni nini wewe? Yaani wataka kumpiga. Huwezi mpiga, umpige nini?
The battle for the last 16 places of the DFB Pokal, better known as German Cup,